G'day humans, Chris Stead here. Today I'm doing a mattress comparison. We've got the Koala, the Ecosa, and the Emma mattresses here. So three of the biggest names in the mattress in a box space, and having a look at what you guys are typing into Google and YouTube, apparently the three mattresses you're most likely to compare, so let's jump in and compare them. Now, what I've got here is the Koala Soul Mate, which is the top of the range Koala model. I've got the middle of the range Ecosa model, which is just called the Ecosa mattress. There's also a Vital mattress, which is below this one, and a Pure mattress, which is above this one. And over here, we've got the brand new Emma Zero Gravity mattress. So this is the top of the range. Below this, you've got the Diamond mattress, and then before that, you've got just the Comfort mattress. So that's just a breaking down of things. So it's not exactly like for like, but this is not the top of the range. I'll explain a little bit more what the top of the range offers here, but they are the three that I've got into test at the moment. So I just want to give you a bit of an idea of the differences between them if you're trying to work out which one is best for you. Now, in terms of the pricing, as you might expect, this is definitely the cheapest. This is definitely the most expensive. It's probably about a $1,000 gap between the top of the range Koala and the top of the range Emma, here in Australia anyway. And it's about another $1,000 gap down to this one here, depending on which sizes you get. Obviously, it's a little bit here and there. Now, if you get the top of the range Ecosa, it's pretty much on par, a bit cheaper than the Soul Mate. So that's what you can expect there in terms of the pricing. Now, let's start with the delivery experience about how these bad boys arrived. Now, the winner by a country mile was Ecosa. Now, one of the things that Ecosa does do really well, it works a lot with recyclable materials and that type of thing. It's kind of got a very eco-friendly bent, which is to be admired. And the delivery of this box was probably one of the best of all the mattresses in the boxes I've reviewed. And if you look at my YouTube channel, if you subscribe and watch, I'll be putting quite a few reviews up in the coming days and weeks. It came in a nice squat box with well-built wheels, thin with a quality handle. It was really easy to move around when it got here, so that was good. The Emma mattress, despite being the most expensive of all the mattresses of the three of them, came in a box that at least had wheels, but it had no handle, and the wheels were really cheap and crap, and basically the mattress was too heavy for them and they couldn't even work. So that was not such a great experience, but even better than the Koala experience. So the Koala mattress comes, this Soul Mate, like I said, this is the top of the range. There's a Calm As and there's an OG after that. And I've actually got a separate video, like a really long video that breaks those mattresses down specifically. If you want to dive into what the three different types offer. The OG mattress comes in one box, but this Soul Mate comes in two separate boxes. And you have to attach this top layer, which is called the cloud cell layer, after you've unwrapped both the boxes. There's no handles, there's no wheels. You've got to lug both the boxes up, take them apart, put the mattress actually together in your house. There's a lot of wastage, so definitely not the best of the delivery experiences. But otherwise, it's free delivery. You're likely to get it within a couple of days, if not the same day, depending on where you live in Australia. So pretty good there all round. I believe the Ecosa has the best of the warranties. I think it's a 15-year warranty, where these two have 10-year warranties. And these have very similar, I think, 100-night trials, whereas the Soul Mate, the top of the range Koala, has a 365-day trial, which is pretty epic. But the two models below it, it's worth noting, drop down to 120 days. But anyway, so that's kind of a base picture of that side of the experience anyway. Right, so on to, I guess, the mattresses themselves and the experience of them. Obviously, I've had them here for quite a while now. I've been sleeping on them, my kids have been sleeping on them, I've been sleeping on them, just testing them all out. Now, the Ecosa, we'll start there. So this top layer here, which is about 40% tensile material and 60% polyester, it's really quite nice to the touch. It's really comfortable, but it also has below it a waterproof layer. Now, it's the only mattress in a box which I've come across, which has a waterproof layer on it. And especially if you're thinking about buying for kids, very handy to have, because you do not want to get these foam mattresses wet. They are a nightmare to dry if you can dry them. I've got one wet before and left it out for, I got a memory foam pillow and washed it, and it took a month to dry sitting in the sun. So that's something to consider. Now this has 4 layers within it, and it's all memory foam. So kind of traditional memory foam mattress. This one has 5 layers in it, and it uses polyurethane foam, so it's similar to memory foam, but it's not the same. It's got a lot much bounce. It's got a lot more bounce back to it, a lot more strength to it than the memory foam. So the memory foam is kind of the more generic. And when you sell it to the Emma here, this has both foam, memory foam, high density foams, but also it's got pocket springs in it as well. So it's a bit of a hybrid. When you step up to the Ecosa Pure, which I think I should reference considering I am comparing it to the two top of the ranges from its competitors, the Ecosa top model has even more hybrid than this one. It's got the pocket spring system, it's got micro coils, it's got latex layers as well. So latex is it's a lot more better with temperature, and it's also a lot better on the bounce back as a material than the memory foam. So if you step up to the Pure, which again, like I said, is going to cost you a fair bit more money, that's one thing to note if you want to step it up there. It's also worth noting that the Ecosa middle range here comes in all sizes. All sizes actually. It's got a king, super king as well. The Pure model doesn't though. The Pure model only sticks with your queen and your king, and these guys only stick with queen and king as well, I believe. But you're not going to get singles or king singles in either of those. One of them might do a double. I'll have to check that. But that's just one thing to note. So you are going to get more with this. Okay, I've just turned the lights on because I've just lost the natural light from outside, so hopefully you can see me a little bit better. But just talking about the layers between the different types. I'm not going to go too deep into the layers in this particular video because I am doing separate reviews on each of the mattresses, so you can dive into a better explanation of the layers there. But like I said, 4, 5, and 6 layers depending on which one you get. Now, the experience of this one, actual like sleeping experience of it, is pretty good for the money, in my opinion. What I'm feeling right now is it's quite conforming to me. It's moving a bit. That's the memory foam kind of adjusting to me, but it's not offering me a very strong base support. So what that means is it's going to be pretty good for people who are side sleepers, because it's going to conform to the body nicely on the side, and for people who don't necessarily have bad backs. But for people with bad backs, that lack of support when you're lying flat like this could become a bit of a drama. It's also not so great on the edge support, kind of really loses the edge support there. So that's something to think about. Definitely comfortable, don't get me wrong. Certainly a comfortable mattress, but potentially not as flexible as both of these ones are in terms of the people who are going to make or get the most out of the experience. It makes it potentially a really good kids mattress in that regard. Now, when we step across to the Emma, which is got those extra layers in it, it's got the springs in it. It says it's got multi-zone, so like I was saying, I wasn't going to go too deeply into the layers, but this has got some really interesting technology in it. And so I think it's about the 3rd layer down, you'll get into the AirTech, the AirTech technology, which is their kind of own, it's the only mattress that has it. It's kind of like almost looks like a honeycomb type of look to it. Gives you a very floaty feel. That's where it gets the Zero Gravity name from. It also deals with a lot of temperature. And it's worth pointing out, if you're looking at kind of, if temperature regulation is an important thing for you, this one's straight away the winner. This one does hold the heat a bit more, for sure. And the Koala is okay, but I still found it rain a little hot. Now, when you lie on this one, again, very comfortable. You don't sink in as much as you do with the Ecosa. But you do feel it kind of moving to your body. The springs, the pocket springs are in this, which is about layer 5. They do offer multi-zone support. I felt it was intriguing that Emma didn't point out how many zones it has. A lot of the other pocket spring mattresses do. Usually it's 5 zones. The Pure mattress in the Ecosa has 7 zones in its pocket spring system. This is just called multi-zones. I don't know how many. I suspect it's 3 because it's obviously not enough to want to shout about. But the beauty of this mattress is it's really good, I think, for all sleep types. So on the side, I'm feeling really well supported. On my back, I'm still feeling quite a lot of support. That floaty feel that you get from the Zero Gravity or the AirTech layer, you can definitely feel it. It is a really, really nice, well-made mattress. There's no doubt about it. You're paying for it, but it's certainly a comfortable mattress. And it's all about the sleep, right? So this is a good mattress. Obviously, you probably wouldn't be spending money on something like this, of this quality for your kids necessarily, but for yourself, I mean, all these mattresses are really good in terms of partner disturbance. You're not going to have to worry too much about that. But I find this to be a pretty good mix. And the Soul Mate and the Sleep Republic are probably the three that I found just instantly the most flexible in terms of just being able to sleep in any position and to have a really comfortable feel. Now, when you come over here to the Soul Mate, the Soul Mate has a top layer sensor pole, adaptive technology on top. So the Koala mattress is very, very much about its kind of unique fabrics that it uses. So up here it's got sensor pole, which has got, I think it's called Visceral. It's a phase adapted, phase particle changing fabric that'll actually, like, when you're hot, it'll give you coolness. When you're cool, it'll give you heat. It's 2 centimeters thick. And then on top of that, underneath that is a 9 centimeter thick layer as well. So you've got 11 centimeters basically on top here of just pure plush feeling. And you can really feel it when you lie down. It's such a comfortable mattress to lie on. I've spent a lot of time on this particular mattress because it's just so comfortable to lie on. But I'm not sure it's giving my back the A1 support that I would get from the Emma. Just because the Emma's, the firmness, as you can probably see from the difference in height, this is 31 centimeters thick mattress, it's 25 centimeters, despite having an extra layer over there on the Emma. And that compactness of those layers just gives a bit more firmness, but geez, it's comfortable. Absolutely comfortable. If you're a side sleeper, I think you're really gonna make the most out of this. If you're a back sleeper, you're probably gonna maybe step across to the Emma and try that out as well. One of the things about the Koala as well is it does have springs in it, but they're polyester springs. So they're not pocket springs, so it's not considered a hybrid mattress. Everything in this is actually a polyester, it's a foam, or it's polyurethane foam. But you're not getting, but it does have that kind of zonal support as well, packed into within it. Like I mentioned, it's thick, it's heavy, and it's super cumbersome to move around this thing. When you move it up on your side, that cloud cell layer on top, which they've added to them, it wasn't in the original Koalas, it was part of their 2nd generation mattresses, shifts in the mattress. You can't just like put up against a wall, it'll really sag and move in there. And I should talk, it's a good opportunity actually to just mention the adjustable firmness layers in these. So the Emma, you can take the covers off and wash them, but the Emma, so that's why they've got the zippers around the outside. But the Emma here, that's just the one setting, medium firm, I believe it is. Whereas these two can actually be changed. So what happens is you unzip the zip around the outside, just here, and you flip the foam layers that are in there around and you get a different type of firmness depending on which way you flip it. Now what's interesting is that the zipper in this is a shocker. It's an absolute shocker. So actually unzipping it, flipping it, and zipping it back up is a mission. So hopefully you get it right the first time. It's medium firm or firm over there. With this one of the interesting things is that the second layer down on medium, if you go set to medium firm, which is set at medium firm at the moment, is that they've got the next layer down underneath your cover is it's called a G7 gel foam layer, and inside that is kind of like these gels that pull the temperature out of your body and act in part of the temperature regulation. Now, as soon as you flip that to get to a different type of firmness, you're burying that layer down deeper, so you're losing some of the temperature control. And like I mentioned, the Ecosa doesn't quite do what you want with the temperature definitely as well as Emma, which is probably the best in class, and the Koala as well. The zipper on this one's okay. The zipper on the Emma isn't that great, really, for considering the price, but it's mostly just for washing the cover anyway. Righto, so there we go. There's a look at 3 of the biggest mattress in a box brands that you'll find here in Australia and elsewhere in the world for you to consider. It's worth noting that the Emma here is German made. These two are made in China. The Koalas used to be made in Australia. They're no longer made in Australia, they're made in China. But the Emma is made in Germany, which probably plays a role in why its price is a bit more, because you've obviously got to get it over here. And like I said, this is not the top model, so it's not exactly an apples for apples comparison. However, I will endeavour to get the Pure mattress in so I can check that, and if I can, I will put a note in the comments and add some extra thoughts. But yeah, there you go. That's what you can expect from the 3 different mattresses. What I found in comparing these mattresses, as well as these 3 at the moment, I've also got a Sleep Firm, a Sleep Republic, an ErgoFlex in here, and a Makota as well. So I'm just testing them all at the moment to get them. But what I found is that it's a very individual thing. What is right for you is very dependent on your size, your weight, your needs, the way that you sleep, whether you have any pains or aches or backs or pressure points that you want to deal with. And then the strengths of those mattresses in dealing with that. But if you just had to take a generic one size fits all here, the Emma is the most expensive, but it also does fit that mold the best. I think the Ecosa's probably value for money there is really quite strong. And the Soul Mate, just for pure comfort and luxury, is pretty good. As you'll note, if you do look at my Koala review, I think that the best value for money here option is actually the middle range, the Calm As, which is still really comfortable, but it's a significant price drop between the 2. All right, there you go. That's about everything I can think of to say about these 3 mattresses. So thanks very much for watching, and until next time, check you later.